Good morning guys, it's Jenny here from Just Jenny Journaling. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a quick share, flip through of this book, this journal I've just finished, and it's going out in the post today. This is going to be, it's kind of like a memoirs journal, a housekeeping memoirs journal of a country housewife. So what I've done, it's two signatures. It's a repurposed hardback cover, two signatures with this beautiful image on the front from my the book Countryside Year, full of recipes and beautiful images. So I have got some upholstery fabric on the spine and on the inside as well, so it's completely lined front to back with upholstery fabric, and two signatures. The image continues on the back, and it's been sealed with a decoupage medium just to seal it, make it kind of water resistant. Let me think, what else is, it actually measures about 24 centimetres down, and it's about 16 centimetres wide. The spine, it's got two signatures, the spine's 2.5 centimetres, and all in all, it has 112 pages. Which makes it 224 size front and back, and it's filled with kind of domestic arts. It's like a domestic arts journal, and yeah, I shall just go straight in, and I'll identify different bits and pieces as we go along. So it does have vintage book pages in it, and lovely, what's the word? A really nice heavyweight sort of vintage style paper. I haven't coffee dyed this. This is from Amazon as is, and it's beautiful. Right, so let's just go in. Let's just go straight in. I have, yes, so here as a huge, what's the word, journaling card. This is like a vintage plum pudding recipe. And I think it was from my stash of my goodies from one of my ephemera boxes from Rosie R. Atelier. Got some vintage upholstery fabric from my stash here, and I popped it in as almost like a little apron pocket, which has again just some little bits and pieces in it. And yeah, this here. So cardstock, I don't know if you can see with the cardstock from my stash, but this has kind of, yeah, it's got vegetables on it. So it's squash, onions, cabbage, green beans, da-di-da-di-da. And so that's it's got like a pocket. So these cards, these are little journaling cards, and they're gorgeous. This is from Mrs. Cogs Crafts, and that's Beetons Book of Household Management. And on that, as I kind of got printed halfway through, and the printer just stopped, and it kind of just left it like that. So I turned the page over and I reprinted again, but I actually quite like that on the back too. So I just left it on there. So a pocket here made out of like a cardstock, but it looks like an old vintage wallpaper, which I really like. And again, just a little card. Pop a photograph on it, or you can actually write. You could write on that with yeah. But anyway, I won't waffle on. You get the gist. You get the gist. So okay. So from one of my herb books, this is a nasturtium. My beautiful paper. I love it. I love it. So I've pinned quite a few bits in because. Then Rachel, you can take them out, you can move them about, you can leave them in, you can do what you like with them. So this is from my stash, and I can't remember where it's from my coffee journals. This here is, you'll see these, there's about 4 of these throughout, and this is from the Tattered Blooms number 2 it's called. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. So that's from Debbie Ann at Ephemera's Vintage Garden. I had from my huge book, a Victorian garden catalogue, I think. There are some pages in from there. And this is like a really heavy weight art paper, like a watercolour paper, but I've just put a couple of those and I think it feels really nice. And I've just popped a little bit of vegetable washi, sort of cooking theme going through. This I've just popped in, you can flip it up, journal underneath. I like the idea of that. And these pages are, so this is all about knitting. It's all about knitting. It's one of my vintage craft books, and you'll see different ones all the way through. So it's kind of like a writing journal. I've tried to put lots of interest in, but not too much bulk. Labels here from Tracy Fox. I think that's a Tracy Fox one. I like the collecting and drying and storage of homegrown medicinal and culinary herbs. The little snippets of information all the way through. Love these with the cups and saucers and with the wooden spoons and things on the back. This from a Daphne's Diary sticker book, homemade jam. And these little cards I picked up in a charity shop a little while ago, and I think they're lovely. And so all I did was I put one of these in there, these little tags made by me. That's from my Daphne's Diary sticker as well. And a big journaling card there. So from this book here, it's from, no, it's not this one. I've got some, where is it? It's a seamstress book. Seamstress book that is really, I think it's from the 30s. I'll have to check, but I've actually, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the cover, which I love, and I've just decided I'm going to make the Big Book of Needlecraft. I'm going to make a vintagey style journal with this. It's beautiful. So so I've taken pages out of that for this journal, and oh, it's going to be so useful. It's lovely, a lovely book. Then there's this little what did I do with that? I think I might have popped it on the back here. A little book, again, a charity shop find. Yeah, it was all about this Biro. So it's like a particular brand of self-raising flour, and it's got all the little recipes in it. So that is that's it. So that's little pages from that little leaflet tucked all the way through, which are really good fun, little recipes. So for a country housewife, the idea is that these are her memoirs, her favourite things, you know. And so as you go throughout the journal, you'll just see little favourite recipes, bits and pieces of information, things that she's tried a hand at weaving. There's a little bit of information in there about the different types of looms there are, and that's how, you know, she decides she's going to move forward and give out a bit of a whiz. Useful hints about gas ovens, which I think were very important. This is a little bit of information about peppers. Because the image is on the other, is coming a bit later on. So just a little bit of cardstock that I love. Now these, I don't know if you know, if you can see these, are just absolutely gorgeous. I've popped them in, I found them in my stash, I picked them up from the works, these lovely little clothes pegs. I don't know how robust they'll be, Rachel, so you might want to take them out while you're working in the journal, pop them back in when you've finished. Can't vouch for them because I haven't used them before, but they just look lovely. Made a little pocket with this, little tuck spot with this knitting sort of pattern thingy, and that's from Debbie at Ephemera's Vintage Garden. And these, I've just printed them out really tiny, they're gorgeous. Some are tuck spots. And this, Printables, they're from the Berkshire shop girl on Etsy, and they're little recipe cards, and I think they're gorgeous. And I've just popped that in there because I love the image. And again, Rachel, you can do what you like with it. Pop a picture on it if you like, or you can actually write on the back. Picked out a little recipe from the Countryside Yearbook. This is apple and horseradish sauce, and it's from the month of November, I think. Yes, November. And this is from my Scented Garden book. I just like the image, really. I just like the image for maybe a country lady thinking about how she's going to lay out her garden. Maybe she thinks, oh, I like that, pop it in my book. More from my Bureau book, B-Row. If anybody remembers this, let me know how you pronounce it properly. Some die cuts I found in my stash. Oh, these are lovely. So this is from Mrs. Cogs Crafts, and she does her series. These are her, what they call stitching journal cards. So she actually does a journal for herself, or she makes, she's got a real thing about these little file cards, what they're called, I can't remember. And she decorates them, and so this is the digital for that. So Flower Garden Calendar, that's from my Victorian catalogue book. It's lovely, so well illustrated. And I've popped throughout, found in my stash my little stickers here of these little, they almost look like pressed dried flowers. And I thought the effect of, so our little country housewife, if she goes out on her walks, picks up a little, little flower or two, pops them into her journal of interesting things, just because, and it's really nice to come across them in the journal. This is from a household plant book that I love. I have 2 or 3 copies of, and I just thought, do you know, I like that, I'm going to pop it in. And this one is for Luna Fedge something, not sure, but anyway, it's lovely. Oh, and that goes on the back. So yes, a couple on the back. That's another one of the cards for Mrs. Cog. And you can see she's stitched some beautiful fabric on the card and put a couple of her little, what are these called? These words, very early in the morning and I can't remember. This is from one of my books about, this is a French one, I think this is a French one. Yes, of housekeeping, sewing, upholstery, all sorts of things. It's beautiful. There are a couple of those in there. Household needlecraft, soft furnishings. This is one of the Mrs. Cogs Craft, and I just folded it over and popped a little Daphne's Diary sticker on. This is from our little book, and this here is from, it's a beautiful image, but I loved it both actually. I loved the onions from the Victorian garden catalogue, and I don't know if you can see how beautiful they are, and I loved it with the colour of this paper. So we have a Mrs. Cogs Craft, beautiful, this is from her Domestic Bliss magazine covers, and I put that on there. She almost looks like a Gibson girl, doesn't she? I think that looks beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. And some information from the medical herb book. Yeah, the herbs for medicinal purposes. And this is from the French magazine, vintage magazine. I think it's from the 50s. It's all about domestic, yeah, just sewing, knitting, tapestry, that sort of thing. So Mrs. Beetons, it's one of my die cuts. And another of the pressed flower stickers. And that's on the, oh, it's all about table looms, that one. All about table looms, little to-do list. And I've just put a flip up on here. This is from my little pad from the works that I picked up recently. How to roast chestnuts. Little Daphne's Diary, and this is absolutely gorgeous. This is from the French magazine. It's actually been reinforced. I've reinforced it on the spine with washi, but it's lovely, beautiful, beautiful. I love this. This little sticker. It almost looks like a splodge of tea. And I did wonder, although I almost was tempted to kind of splatter, like, little tea stains, or, splatter some paint so it looked like, bits of cooking batter and things, but I didn't go down that route. You can do that, Rachel, if you fancy, just to really grunge it up a little bit. But I wanted different colour papers. This is beautiful, the red pepper image, just left that as is. A few stickers here and there. This is a grungy label from Nikki Adogan on, and it's grungy vintage labels, I think, and that's on Etsy. I was going to pop that there. Oh, I'll just leave it in. I love the knitting patterns. It's the other side of that beautiful watercolour paper. Little fabric swatch that was for my stash, and I think I found 2 pieces, or did I find the 1 piece and cut it? So one is on the cover here, and I just love the colours. Love the colours and upholstery fabric. So yeah, I haven't popped anything in there, have I? I haven't popped anything in there, maybe. Oh, I'll do that later. So anyway, it's a little tuck spot there. A little tuck spot. And I think perhaps we can put one of those in there, can't we? What do you reckon, guys? There you go. That'll do nicely. As long as it's one which hasn't got in there before icing. Nope, I don't think we've got that one in there. We've got scones. So again, that's the back of the first signature. And as you can see, it has some Ephemera's Vintage Garden in it as well. Mrs. Cogs Crafts, the Mrs. Beetons Household Management. Oh, now this, if you ever need to know how to clean silk or ribbons, then Rachel, I'm your gal. I'm your gal. I just thought you just would need to know that. Another one of the vintage cards, and this is from one of my, another of my craft books, vintage craft books. It's from the 70s, I think. More about the weaving. And we're going to go into a few details about canning and preserving as well. So I've got jams, jellies and preserves. And this is a bag from, is it something Trader Joe's? A lady from, I think it, from Instagram sent me this as a piece of Happy Mail. This is the last piece of that bag. I can't remember, I'll try and remember. Anyway, this is from the Canning and Preserving Mrs. Cogs little set. Done a little tuck spot here should you wish to put something in there, and that's from Debbie Ann from the Vintage Garden. Another of the French crafting magazine, ladies magazine on crochet. Love that, from Daphne's Diary, from my my sticker book. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, she may be a seamstress too, obviously, our country housewife. And here's some another one of her favourite recipes that she's copied out, and the a little sprig of a little something that she picked up on one of her afternoon strolls, as is this one. And here you've got a little bit of if you want to go out and collect some of her pottery, you know, what's an idea of what to look for. So this is really quite interesting, the housekeepers and laundry maids instructions and receipts. Saline wash for headaches. Love that. And that was a wheat, that's from Webb's Prize Selected Wheat Corn. So this is for the farm, and a little section there that she can little something she's popped in for jogging her memory. This is from my latest book on from the anthology of botanical stickers. That is lovely. It's the first time I've used it, so gorgeous. Just popped in a napkin. My friend bought me that, a set from holiday about 3 years ago. Oh, it was lovely. This baking powder biscuits and similar mixtures, and this was from my one of my what's the word, vintage ephemera boxes. Sutton seed potato. So we've got a little bit here about her vegetable garden and bits for the farm. So this, so you've got your little recipe, this, if you can see it, best jars for your preserving, and a little note tag too. Again, Mrs. Cogs Crafts. This is all about the bits and pieces you need for preserving your veggies and for you doing your jams and all your bits and pieces, your relishes. Again, from my new Botanicals sticker book. I love it, and I love the centre image of this. Beautiful, beautiful. Actually, what did I do for the first one? Is it in the centre of the first one? Oh yes, the Botanicals. But it's a lovely, sort of 1950s, maybe 60s image of the farmers doing their thing by the age of the tractor. Very, very English country. Love that. And that was from a calendar that I've been hoarding for ages. Alright, this Bird's Dictionary, and that's your her yearly egg account. Like that a lot, because everybody needs a yearly egg account. Demand this jar, so she's done a bit of research on the jars, the best jars for her jams and preserves and things, and just a little something I found from in my stash, and one of her little pressed flowers tucked away in the back there too. I think that's lovely. A little bit of pretty writing paper. It could be anything, could be a little bit of fabric. Another one of the little pressed flowers you come across. And I loved this. These were some die cuts I found in my stash of the honey, the bees, and the they look like more like wasps to me, to be fair, but there you go. A little honey jar, I thought that was nice, and I decided to put that there. And so here is how you can frost holly leaves for garnishing and decorating dessert and supper dishes. Everybody needs to know how to do that, really. How to choose eggs at market. Rachel, you're going to be an absolute whiz. The alphabetical catalogue of wares. So when you're looking for your best china and pottery and things, you're going to be the gal as well. Banana bread. Which is from one of the swanky sort of French magazines that you picked up. And you picked up and thought, oh yes, that'll go in there. A couple of little buttons and bits and pieces. 1952. How gorgeous. How gorgeous. So you can rustle up yourself a little tablecloth as well. Enjoy. Back of that Jam Tales book. Back of the Trader Joe's. Love the kind of fancy jam. Oh, what's it called? Anyway, jam tarty type thing. So that's the end of the tapestry weaving. A couple of ideas that she might be playing with. And that's a really nice pattern. She thought, oh, do you know what? I quite like those colours. A little. So in the back, as you've seen, we've got a little selection of journaling cards. And I've just popped in, oh, I don't know what that was. I popped that in. I love that. I love the back of these. Little plain scone recipe. Another one of these beautiful Mrs. Beetons images. So the dinner and dessert china. And the second of those huge journaling cards. Am I going to pull it out? Oh, go on then, Mummy. Go on. Gingerbread pudding. Gingerbread thick. Gingerbread white. Glazed apples. I think that's lovely. It's a really nice size. I've just backed it onto some peachy coloured card. It just happened to be on my crafting table while I was doing. So there you go, guys. That's the Memoirs. Housekeeping Memoirs of a Country Housewife. That's one. As I said, that's going out today. But I will be doing a second one, which will be available probably later on this week. I've decided that I'm going to make, this is the one I'm going to do. That was going to be botanical, I had thought, but you know what, I've enjoyed doing that, and I've got so much stuff left from this project. I think I'll do that too. So that'll probably have 3 signatures, maybe, don't know, 2 or 3. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this, guys, and stay safe, and see you next time. Bye-bye, bye.